think we're live. Are we live?
We are live
Is
in
it
full
recording?
effect.
Live and in
Live in
full.
full effect.
Can you hear me okay? Because I have no AirPods. I have nothing. Hopefully it's
I can hear you
picking up
fine.
sound.
You know what? As you know, we have not been consistent with the setup in any Sips episode.
That's what makes it real.
The last one, it was like shot from my partner's parents' house
Yeah.
in like the worst lighting
Yeah.
imaginable.
Yeah.
Today, you're lucky I got somewhat cute stuff in the background. People are just going to be super confused. They're going to be like, where do you even live? Like,
what's happening? In all fairness, I'm also in a different background. So I just didn't have time to like set up. So I'm in my office space. So I just, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here instead of like going to sit on the couch and all that good jazz.
I can't even sit on the couch because Sammy is currently taking a nap on the couch.
No doubt. He's asleep after having, what is it? Tots and bangers. Bangers and what?
Bangers and mash? What did you say? Tots and bangers. Same food, potatoes. You were close.
I was close. So y'all, hey, yeah. Welcome back, y'all, to
Welcome
Sips
back.
and Conversations.
Sips and Combos.
I'm so used to saying Sips and Snacks. Yeah. I'm so used to saying Sips and Conversations live, so I always pause and say Sips and Conversation.
Sips and Conversing.
Yes, Sips and Conversing. I'm Nancy Gua and
Elana Goodman.
Yes, and together we are the crazy ladies of Sips. So this episode is brought to you by our Sip Smug. Our Sip Smug. You have yours? Cheers.
Oh,
what's in your Sip Smug? What are you sipping in your mug today?
It is coffee because I need to rally.
Oh yeah, after your event. So how was your week?
My week was good. It's Friday. Whenever this goes up, we're filming this on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like 5 p.m. in London. So it's like end of my week fully.
Yeah. It's 5
been
o'clock
chaotic. Yeah, it's literally 5 o'clock. So yeah, it's just been it's been a lot, but I had a real big like gratitude moment with Sammy and I when we were just like sitting in this flat because we moved in like 6 days ago. Amidst all of that, I also have like somewhat like soft started my new job this week. So then doing all of that, dealing with moving, graduating. I had my actual graduation ceremony yesterday. She's a master. She's a master. She's a master of fine art. So
of the fine art.
The fine arts. And then we literally got all of our furniture delivered this morning. So it's like just been go.
What a week. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a real opportunity and like a real moment this week to just like sit down and like I had a conversation with Sammy and just like back and forth of just like really, really expressing like my gratitude for like it's been such a whirlwind of a summer in general.
Yeah.
And so finally, like, we were just sitting on the floor, like, eating dinner because we didn't have a table yet. So we were just sitting on the floor.
That's how it is,
I was like, it's crazy that, like, it's crazy just to think about where, funnily enough, we moved in. The date that we moved in was exactly a year from when I first gave Sammy my number. So it was like like really serendipitous, like full year turnaround. And I was like, not only is my life so different than it was last year, but also is so different from then it even was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And just like being able to sit like on the floor of like an apartment in London and like be like, wow, I'm working and like living here, which I know I have been. Like I have been living and working.
But you've also been in school, so it's different.
It's just a different mindset. And my living situation was like tied with school. And so like I feel like being in this flat is for the first time. It's almost like I'm getting like a renewed sense of like excitement for living in London because I'm actually living in the city now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I also got my hair cut, so I
yeah.
I don't know, it was just like a full week of like
Which looks
refresh.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I went a bit, I don't know if you can see, I went a bit shorter
I love
on the sides than I did
I told
last
y'all,
time.
go follow her hair.
Follow the hair journey. Follow my stylist. Follow my stylist because she's amazing.
Did you post your picture and tag her?
Yeah, I did. Her name is
just kidding.
It's Holly London _ I think is her Instagram. But she's great. Texturist salon, Black female owned in London. If you want to get your hair did,
which is huge. Yeah,
hit them up. They're great.
Up. Yeah, which is pretty great. Yeah, my week has been like, I started I smiled through everything, but like right now I'm trying to get this place and like, people cannot reason. I think I've just had a week of like people not being able to reason, and it's just like they're asking for a particular document. I'm like, okay, I don't have that. I can't get that. Nowhere has it.
Right.
What else can we use? You know, and it's just been frustrating in that way. But I had a really proud moment yesterday. My son had a situation in his school. So like, you know, I love like Auburn, Opelika area. It's just a really safe area. I can go to bed. Like you can go to sleep out here with your doors unlocked.
Wow. That's really great. That is not the area.
Right. It's not the norm. Right. So it's just really, really great. I always feel safe. It's just a great community, but it's also like, we're stuck in the 1920s in so many ways, at the same time. So, but my son had a situation where he's been working out real hard. I mean, I'm paying like thousands of dollars for him to go to this coach.
Okay.
And he texted me yesterday at school and he was like, he can't try for the basketball team. And I actually want to read exactly what he's saying. Yeah, he's like, I can't try for the basketball team. I'm like, why not? Let me see if I can find his message. And I was like, I said, why not? Hold on. Yeah, I can't try it for the basketball team. I said, why? He said, it's invitation only. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You're joking.
I'm like, how do you get invited then? He's like, it's mainly for the kids that are new and didn't try out last year. I'm like, but you haven't tried out. Like, what are you talking about?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
That's exactly what I said next. I said, oh, that's not fair.
No.
And I'm like, have you spoken to your coach? And I think he said, he responded to, he said the basketball coach is a 6th grade PE coach. And he was saying that they sent emails to 9 people. 9 people got invitations. Okay.
What?
His school, just to put everything into content, there's only one junior high school. So all the kids in all of Auburn go to one junior high school.
And they only invited 9.
And they only invited 9 kids. All the 8th graders are in one school, and they only invited 9 kids to try out. It's giving not okay.
Not okay.
It's giving not okay. Yeah. And the other kids that tried out in the spring, apparently, hold on, let me keep going.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to call the school. And I'm like, because that's absolutely unfair. So I'm talking to the school, and the lady was like, well, the kids tried out in the springtime. I remember he tried out in the spring, but it wasn't for fall. It was for a summer game, like for summer league. So they had like a special summer league. The math is not like, and he's like, yeah, for summer league. I said, yeah, that won't work for me. I said, I called and they said try to in October. Can you have someone send you a picture of the letter their parent got? Because last time it was like kids' rumor mill, so I wanted to make sure he's actually physically seen this document.
Right.
And he's like, maybe tomorrow, because his dad has the email, but he has to show it. But he did show it to him, whatever.
Okay.
So I was like, hold on. Then he said he emailed the coach. Somewhere in there he said, oh, there we go. He said, but I just sent an email to the coach of the team, so I'll see. And he put a thumbs up with a smile because he's like, yeah,
yeah. He said, I emailed the coach and said,
the coach. Boom.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm proud of you, young man. What did the coach say? And so the coach said, after he emailed, because he said something, just, hey, I want to know about how to try out. When are they at? And coach said, are you new to Auburn City Schools this year? We have a roster right now of 12 guys. So the guys, the kids that tried out in the spring automatically made the fall team. Yeah. There will be 2 evaluation days for a few guys who are new to Auburn or who could not participate in spring tryouts.
But where was that information is what I'm trying to understand. Fine, if that's your rules are your rules, but where was that information made known so that the kids that wouldn't have known that would know I need to be ready by spring and not fall? Like, I'm confused here.
It's not, they just are making things up as they go. I mean, I'm sorry. And we are also in a red state. So let me just stop. Just also for content.
Right.
So this is just the way that everything runs. It's like, we have an elitist problem in this country. And I say that all the time. It's like, it's an elitist thing. It's not about, you can actually even really strip away the reds and the blues. And it's like, it's an elitist problem. People that are up here get a lot of the preferential treatment. Like, you can't tell me that, how did they find out? Someone told them they were part of the in crew. Like,
right. There's no way that they would have just like, whatever. Continue.
Whatever. So I was like, don't respond to coach. Let's chat when you get home. Because, I guess I was just kind of reverting to that, like being a mom and trying to like protect him and make sure that he said the right thing. But I didn't have faith in myself, not really like in him, but I was just like, okay, have I coached? Because I've coached him through like how to send emails and how to hold people accountable and all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't realize that he's really listening and paying attention, But so he emailed the coach and he said, I did try out for the summer team, but we got told we could also try out for the fall. So he made it clear, I tried for the summer team, but we were told that we could try for the fall. So there was nowhere in there did it ever say that the guys that made the summer team also made the fall team. So that's automatically not fair. And so then the coach, I got a call, because in the meantime, I'm talking to the school separately. It's like to the athletic department. So he's tagging the coach. I'm tagging this lady. And she really went to bat. I didn't think that she was going to. Because when I was talking to her, she was just... She's like, no, tryouts are at the end of October. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is what my son's saying. Like, where's this rumor coming from? And she's like, well, let me do this. Let me call the coach and figure out what's happening. Because it's a new coach this year. So she called the coach and he told her the same thing Tristan's telling me. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. I was like, long story short, I ended up saying, I'm not the only parent you're going to get a call from. Because Tristan's not the only kid that's being impacted by this. Like, there's going to be upset children and parents, accordingly.
Right.
And so I'm like, is there someone else? Like, is there like an athletic director that we can bring into this? And so she's like, let me actually call and kind of escalate this. And she did. And so they opened up tryouts to everyone, but it's only for 3 spots. So, how fair are the tryouts going to be? Who knows?
Well, this is the question that I have now is like, after all this rigmarole and after all of this, like advocating for yourself and being like, no, I deserve to try out. Okay. Well, if you're not, out of all the kids that want to try out, if you're not in the top 3, you're essentially not going to make the team now. And not only that, because you advocated for yourself for a coach who clearly didn't want to have open tryouts anyways.
Right.
Like, it's going to now potentially cause issues for you to be able to, like, try out next year or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so is it going to be invite only every year now? That's
kind of what he was saying. He was basically saying that that's how they do it out here. Like, once they have the team and they don't change it up. And I'm like, that's not normal.
You do tryouts at least
every year.
You do tryouts every year. Everyone gets a chance. Like, and even if you're inviting back the same guys, it's also good for those guys to have to retry out. So that they like keep up with their skills. I mean, we do the same in the dance world, right? Like on dance teams and stuff like that, you still have to audition every year. Even if you know you're going to get it, you know you're going to get whatever, you know, if it's confirmed, whatever it is, you still audition just so that you get, number one, into the practice of like trying out things and like getting told no or getting told yes or getting told you have to work on something. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like good. It's also good for them to just get into the practice of that. But also like for the kids who like, oh, so they made the team once and that means they're going all the way to varsity. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what about the kids who were late bloomers, who like weren't, you know, like I was a kid who wasn't like immediately gifted with all this like physical ability. Like I had to work really hard. And then after I worked hard, then I got opportunities, you know? So it's like those kids who maybe they didn't realize that they're passionate about basketball till they were 13. You know what I mean? It's like, give them a chance. Misty Copeland didn't start dancing ballet until she was like 12 or 13, right? So it's like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand. And then not only that, complete sidebar to that, not only that, but now, let's say he doesn't get an opportunity. I mean, I don't think that will happen, but let's say now he never gets the opportunity to play basketball, right? He not only will now miss out on that experience, but what about the potential scholarships? Or what about the potential, you know what I mean? All of these things that could set him up for his future.
And that's exactly what I was saying to him, because that's exactly the point. That's exactly what I said to Tris, because I was like, this is potentially your future could be impacted here, you know? And one of the reasons why, you know, I'm just like getting more involved. It's just, when you talk about a system that is broken, it's broken at the very core. That is even our school. Like this is public school.
Right.
Everyone should have the same
school. This is a public school.
Public school. Everyone should have the same opportunity. And what is it telling those kids that tried out one time, made the team one time? What is it telling them? That once you're in the club, you're in the club. They may be slacking. Right. I mean, how do they get kicked off the team? Right. Like, right. It's just, it was just so irritating. So, anywho, I know we're kind of running on schedule a little bit today. So
that's okay.
Transition on to the next segment.
Yeah, we didn't really say we're introducing segments. We're going to see what we can do with some segments. See if there's any sort of like, I don't know if it's any different.
If it's any different, yeah. It might let us hit different topics more. I don't know. We'll see. So y'all be sure to like comment below and let us know.
Yeah, if you hate the segments and you just want to hear us kiki, we can do that too. We can
totally do that. Yeah, we can totally do that. But okay, so pop culture.
Yes.
Topic of the week. All right. There's actually a couple.
Okay.
But the first one, and we might be able to have a little bit of time to hit both. What time is it?
Okay.
We might be able to hit both because I don't think we're going to spend, I don't know. We'll see. We'll start with this one though. This is the most, I don't know. At the time when I put this together, it was the most controversial. So we shall see. Okay. I don't know if it's even hit the UK. I'm sure it has, but I don't know.
Well, you're like, what is it already? I'm like, tell me, is it all done?
Okay. Kendrick Lamar and versus Lil Wayne, like who's performing at the Super Bowl?
The only reason why I know about that, actually, well, the news did hit the UK, but my partner is like the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. So like, there was no way that I was not going to hear about it.
Yeah, which is good, which is really good.
Which is great, but okay, so let's talk about it. And now here's the thing. I'm not a big music head like that, right? For the two of them.
Right.
I was alive during the come up of Lil Wayne, right? Like that was like my like teens, tweens, whatever, right? When he was like coming up. And he was that guy. You know what I mean?
He was that guy.
I was
in college. Look,
right. Right. I mean, he's still, if I go back and I listen to any of those songs, right, I'm like, that guy.
Yeah.
Speaking from a current adult, right? I don't know if I'm not a music head, so if he's been releasing tracks left, right, and center, I haven't heard him, right? So like, I get the controversy. I do. Because like he also has brought many musicians like up into, because I think that's the whole thing, right? Is that he like really has brought a lot of musicians into the industry. Like he's earned his flowers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
In terms of like what's happening now, right now,
today,
like, why is this even in a debate? Do you know what I mean?
I don't
like,
understand.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't
It's
understand.
like we just gotta find stuff to quarrel about. Like, fully agree. Like Lil Wayne has some hitters, like Lollipop. Okay.
Yeah.
The songs, he had a song with Birdman. I don't know all the songs, but it was like I forget what it was.
But even like his like he had popular songs that were on the freaking radio, but he also had like he was featured on like everybody's track, right? Like true. he was just that guy, right? He is that guy. Like he's still doing it. But like I think I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan.
Yeah.
Oh no what?
No. It's fine. My computer was just I need to plug it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. You scared me. It's like... you gasped. I was like, is it Tristan? What's happening?
Yeah, no. It's my computer. It might die.
What I will say is that from an artist's perspective, from like an innovative artist perspective, in a lot of ways, Kendrick Lamar, which Sammy's going to laugh so hard when he hears me say this, because I don't really like to listen to Kendrick Lamar because I don't like the timbre of his voice. It sounds slightly, it's like,
I know what you mean.
I can't, like, too much of it. It starts to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in terms of his, like, artistry, like he's doing cool art. Like he's doing cool art, like social justice art. Like he's like doing art. I don't know. Again, I'm not the biggest, all the Lil Wayne fans are going to come for me. I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan, but I don't think he's doing art.
Nor has he
like
ever.
That. Nor has he ever.
Bangers.
He does bangers.
He does bangers. Great beats.
He's a great lyricist, right? Like his brain and his like lyrics, like he can just.
Let me not say that, y'all. Okay, not that he's not ever done art. Let me take it back.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Like purposeful, like purposeful, intentional. I guess, right? Like when you think about, they're two completely different artists. Like Kendrick is like,
they're so
you
different.
Just said it. He is like, how do I create an artwork that uplifts my community?
Yes. Right.
Because we need it.
Right.
We need to feel like greatness again.
Yes.
Right? Like make Black great again. Right.
Yes. Say that for the people in the back.
You know what I mean? Like the last time, and so we don't have music that embodies that. And, you know, back during the civil rights movements, we had great leaders that none of us were ever fortunate to meet, but that they spoke with intention. Everything they did was to uplift the community and to bring the community forward, right?
Right.
But we don't have that really today, at least that I've seen. So if you see people that are out there really advocating in a positive way, in a way that's going to take us forward, please let me know. Right. I mean, there are some actors and I feel like folks that I follow.
That's the current shift. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think like there's this big shift happening because even I've also been shifting my own intention about like what kind of music that I listen to.
Yeah.
I still like to back that ass up. Everyone likes to back that ass up.
Everybody likes to.
But, right, I'm trying to like prioritize. Right. Like, you can't help it. Right. It is what it is. But, you know, I'm trying to be more intentional of like finding Black artists and listening to Black artists who are really doing like good, positive, like intentional messages. And I think there's a shift. I think there's you know, people are real. People these days are really utilizing their platforms to like, you know, do something cool and do something creative. Again, I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know Lil Wayne's discography well enough to be like, he ain't it.
I do.
But what I can say is that, like, as a person who doesn't listen to him, like, I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar like that either. So, like, as a person who's not a fan of either of them, what I receive as, like, a person of the public who's only getting access, like,
you're an independent.
I shouldn't have to stop.
Sorry.
I'm independent. I'm, like, unique. I'm, like...
there, okay? I go for what's right in the music world. I don't know these people.
I don't know who these people are. No, but like the music that I know from both of these artists are two very different types of music. Does that make sense? Like as a non-fan, like, because I'm sure that people who are fans can be like, yeah, but he did this and he did that and he put out this thing and da da da. Okay, yeah, but as a person who doesn't listen to his music like that, those are not the songs that I'm getting. The songs that I'm getting are like lollipop, like which are fun, which are a vibe, right? Like there's a vibe for everything, but it's not like, I think it is so much of a bigger like stomp on like you were saying, like moving the Black community forward. To have Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl, especially
Super Bowl,
like when not that distant in the past, there was like the whole situation with Kaepernick and taking a knee and like all of that, right? Like, like doing something at the Super Bowl, like, and having to be able to like have that voice at the Super Bowl,
at the Super Bowl.
That's a big thing,
and I think that's the part that I wish people could just like, and that, I always talk about like organizing, and not always like the new Nancy. Well, you know, I've always been about community, but like one of the gaps that we just have, and just as, you know, when you even look at like from political perspective, and one group is always way more organized than the other, right? The group that's more organized than the other is whose voices are always going to be more amplified.
Right.
So if we can like get to a point where we can be just organized enough to say, you know what, why are we beefing over Kendrick versus Lil Wayne when it's clear who needs to go and represent us at the Super Bowl? I love Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne does not positively represent the Black community. Like, this man is an avid drug abuser. Mm-hmm. He walks around on stage with a cup full of syrup, getting high while he's on the stage and talking about it.
Right.
He's not the best up to women. Like, these are meanwhile, you have Kendrick, who he's married, right?
Yeah. He's been with his partner forever. His family. Yeah.
So that's what we need to see more of.
Right.
Let's put those center stage, because that is the average Black family or the average Black person. If they don't have that as a family unit, you do want that. So let's put that center stage. Let's show how we are, who we are in a positive light versus who at some point in time we were publicly. Let's change our image, and what better place to do it than at the Super Bowl? That's how I look at it.
The other thing that I'm remembering, right, is like there was also a very specific demographic of like white people that really love Lil Wayne. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so it's like, I feel like the people who really, really love Kendrick, right, are like, do you know what I mean? It's just really different.
Yes.
Different communities. Like, I remember when Lil Wayne was like, you know what I mean? I remember going to school with, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Yes. Certain demographics of people who were like, I love Lil Wayne. I know every lyric to every song. You know what I mean? And those are some of the same people who back then were thinking that it was appropriate to use certain words that they shouldn't be using because, it's in a Lil Wayne song, so I can say it. Like, that type of stuff. And like, again, I don't think like him not performing at the Super Bowl doesn't take away from his
Everything
credit
that
as
he's
an
built
artist. Like
at all.
he's built an empire musically, right?
Yep.
He's, like I said before, I know he's brought in like Nicki Minaj, like all these
Right.
people, like he's helped like fund
Move
and
forward
flourish
in his
so
way.
many
Yeah.
artists,
Yeah.
right? So and also that's not to say like that everybody has the potential to change and to be different and to all of these things. But I think even with like the other pop culture thing, which I don't know if this is the next thing you were going to bring up, but the whole Diddy thing.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you were going to bring up.
That was like the other pop culture thing, yeah.
Yeah. The whole Diddy situation is like a lot of the things that I could say about Lil Wayne, I could say about Diddy in a lot of ways of like, he's contributed financially to the Black community. He's da-da-da-da-da. But realistically, like, I don't know if I like would trust to like follow Lil Wayne like that. Do you know what I mean? In the same way that like, I never really trusted Diddy like that. Like,
he stole people's money.
Right.
He stole people's money.
I'm sure he's doing what, like, I'm talking about even before all this stuff came out. Do you know what I mean?
No, Mace. Like, Mace, the whole Mace issue had been a thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, making the band. Like, I used to watch that all the time. Like, these are people that were were just idolized. Right?
I forgot about
as
that.
Breaking the barrier and not held accountable. And it's like, no, let's hold people accountable. You are not a good performer. Like, it's, when I say performer, representation, you should not be in these places. Like when they took down Bill Cosby.
Thank you. Right.
I knew that who else is behind him? Because Bill Cosby, like everybody's dead. Jello, Jello, like that guy was like a creep.
Right.
And when they took him down, I was like, oh, anybody can get it.
Anybody.
No one is sick, including Jay-Z or anybody else, right? And
all of them, yeah.
I just like the season that we're in, where those that like really sexualized Black women. It is what because that's what Black women pain sells and Black women bodies sell.
Yeah.
Point blank. Period. Literally, that's why people go get
just the Black female body. Period. Right?
Period.
Just the Black female body is something that is like highly commoditized. Is that the right word? Commoditized, negatively, positively, anytively. Yes. It's become this like it's been fetishized. I mean, historically, right? It's been fetishized. Yes. It's just like it's this whole thing, and there is this like massive generation of people, artists, whatever, in general, that have profited. And there are people right now who are profiting off of that, right? And I think, again, I don't know all there is to know about either one of these artists. But what I do know is that Kendrick has, throughout his entirety of like being from being small to being big, right? Of like, he really respects and values, right? Black women. He like, that was the whole, in his music video for They Not Like Us, right? Like he purposefully put his wife and his kids in it to show I'm so sorry. You're not going to say these things about me and mine, because actually I respect, that's why he had her wearing a wife beater, because all these rumors were coming out saying that he beats his wife and all this kind of stuff. Like all this like subtle messages, right? I only know these things because again, Sammy.
I didn't know. I was like, what?
Sammy went down a hole. I during the Drake and Kendrick fight, I lost my boyfriend for like a full week. There was no conversations we could because he was so locked in.
So gone. So gone. He was gone.
Yeah.
He was a goner.
I watched the whole thing about like, even like, if you go back and actually like watch someone break down the music video, like he specifically references like LA specific culture, like the colors he uses to represent like certain things happening in LA. He has this one guy, I forget what the name of the like character was, but he was a character on TV that was supposed to keep kids off the streets and like keep kids away from drugs, like in the 90s or something like that.
Oh, the dog.
I can't remember.
Their dog? No,
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'd have to look at it. What was it? Tommy the Clown. Thank you. Sammy heard me talking about Kendrick from the other room. He peeked his head around the corner and was like,
what?
He was like, Tommy the Clown. Tommy the Clown.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I think I want to say what I have to say about the whole Diddy situation in like one clear, concise sentence, which is there is no amount of reparations that can be, even him going to jail for life or whatever it is, there is no amount of reparations that can be given to all of the victims and survivors of what he put people through, period. There is just, and I genuinely, I think more so than the anger I feel for him being able to operate like that, I think I feel the most saddened for his children and how this is going to taint the rest of their lives, of their lives, and what they, what he potentially got his children involved in. You know what I mean? I think more than anger, I think I just feel so incredibly like heavy and sorry for his kids and his late wife as well, and how she's going to be remembered because of all of this. Like, it's just, and also, the what we're going to see, the ripple effect, the fall of so many others that are going to come after this.
Yeah.
Because they just opened Pandora's box with this one. I've already been seeing like the next, on the internet and stuff, conversations around the next wave of who else is going to get sort of like investigated next. And you know what I mean? So.
And rightfully so. And I, in the times that we're in right now, this is probably like a really good smooth transition into kind of the next segment, which is on like empowerment, right? And like advocacy, and like the times that we're in right now, like take a stand. It's so important to like take a stand. But we can't be selective with what we with who we take a stand on, which is the hard part. But it's like take a stand and like put morality first. Put people first. And just because like you have money and power does not mean that you should irresponsibly use it. You should not irresponsibly consume your power, right? Or exercise your power, rather, I should say. It's not fair to those that have to receive it. Right. Or those that are watching what's happening.
Right.
Or those that are watching what's happening. You've got the Diddies of the world. And just right there with that Einstein or whatever the heck, Einstein, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Weinstein, the Trumps of the world, these people that prey on women, that prey on those that have a smaller voice than them, that prey on those that have less power than them, that abuse them financially, mentally, emotionally, and physically, like as if like the physicality of it all that can kill a person. The mental and the emotional torment that someone has as a result of the physical abuse lasts a lifetime. It's a lifetime. And you're always, years and years of therapy. There's people that have been in therapy for 10 years of therapy. Right? Like psychologists are no longer, it's rare to find a psychologist. Everybody's a freaking therapist these days because there's so many people with so many problems that need to be therapized. And I don't know if that's a real word, but we just make up our words here. It is now. But that need actual help. And so, that's why like we really here at SIPS, we really believe in I know you and I have that shared thought process of like empowering one another and advocating for those that can't advocate for themselves, or just empowering to be able to advocate for yourself.
Exactly what I was just going to say is that, like, I think sort of the bigger conversation is that, again, and I'm not going to excuse any of his behavior, right?
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, what actually was going on with him, right? What happened to him? What's going on with him for him to behave that way for so many years and to think that that was okay in any capacity?
The power.
Who made him feel so small that made him think that he needed to be that powerful? And right. I think, like, when we're talking about, like, empowering yourselves and, like, you know what I mean? Like empowering each other. I think that also needs to come from, like, there is that in order for the community to change as a whole, even to just be in the positions to support each other better, you also really have to start first with where am I going to be better to myself, period.
Yeah. Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Because when you start projecting that pain out into the world and you start causing that pain to other people so that you can feel less pain by proxy or whatever you think is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a really fast high and it's going to be a really fast low, like downward spiral.
You're gonna crash.
You're going to crash because it's that addiction to power when you feel powerless to some degree, and you protect yourself by surrounding yourself with things and people and situations that make you feel like you're like the most powerful person in the world, that make you feel like no one can touch me, because somebody or something, at some point made you feel so small and so helpless that this is now the result. And then you didn't do the work that you needed to do to heal that part of yourself that felt that way. And now all of these people have now suffered and been made to feel whatever because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
no, it's just heavy.
And I know that we talked about that before, of, like, needing to really, we talk about it all the time, actually, of, like, all of this stuff really does just start with you, yourself, and you. Like, there's just no other way about it in my ethos, anyways. There's just
it definitely starts with self and taking that, like, reflection in the mirror. But it's the most painful part, but it's the most important part, because you can't skip it. I'm getting ready to do the workshop tomorrow, and one of the pieces that I hit on is self-reflection.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how did I get to where I'm at right now?
Right.
Where do I actually, how do I feel? Where do I actually want to be at? What's holding me back from getting to that next level? Address that shit. And if you can't say, if there's nothing, if you can't admit to yourself that you had any part to do in your current situation.
Right.
If you keep pointing the finger, they always say, for every finger you're pointing at someone, you've got four pointing right back at you.
Right back at you, yeah.
And so it starts with yourself. Like, but you have to be honest with yourself. Otherwise, you are not going to live a life that you want. No. Even if you even if you have the money, the fame, the flash, this, to that, you're still going to be freaking miserable. You're still going to want to. That's why people do drugs. That's why people do, harm people. Yeah. And I've been in a very toxic and, mentally, physically, emotionally abusive situation myself. Yeah. And I would tell you this, it's like the person that allowed for the mental, especially that mental and that abuse, was not in a good place. She didn't know herself. No. She just was young and had this low self-esteem. Why? Because of issues as a child So it wasn't until I was able to address those issues and say, I'm greater than that. And really, I couldn't even see myself as how I actually, who I actually was.
Right.
But once you can address yourself and say, I am perfectly flawed and I am beautiful just as I am, flaws and everything, then you can really start making a path forward. So, great place to stop, I would say, probably for.
Honestly, I don't know how we did that. We hit all the segments. I felt like complete sentences. I don't know how we did that. This is becoming so easy now.
Yeah, it was great. This was really a great conversation. I know it's a little bit shorter than the rest of them, but y'all, we got Fridays.
We got lives. We got Fridays are Fridaying. We got lives. We got things to do.
So much to do today.
But that's okay. It was short and sweet, and hopefully there was like a good nugget for you to take away with. I mean, I kind of already said my gratitude thing at the beginning, but like,
oh yeah, that's right. That's the end. That's the last piece.
That's the end. The last piece is just gratitude. Honestly, I'm grateful, and will continue to be grateful for my sisterhood and my family that encompasses all of those things. I think I'm just like, I'm so grateful for all of the people who are around me right now. And like, I truly, I don't think that I could, when I don't have the strength in and of myself to do all of these things that I know I'm capable of, like without that around me, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need it. So I think that's like this opportunity to have even this quick moment with you. I think I'm just, I'm grateful for, that's what I'm grateful for.
For sure. Okay, so my gratefulness is I really had a great moment. Golly, there's so many things this week because I talked about my kid earlier, so I don't want to bring him up again.
You can, I mean, he's your kid. You could bring him up again.
No, well, there's a couple things that happened this week, so I'm really thankful for the ability to find and connect with like-minded individuals and to find something to stand by and just to have I'm thankful for the desire that's been put inside of me to actually want to act on what I feel is important, right? And to have outlets to be able to act on that. I've talked kind of openly about my I think the last episode about my battle with this custody stuff, and so there's a judge that's running out here in Auburn, well, in Lee County, Alabama. Her name is Chris with a K, Patton, but she is an attorney that's running for county judge. The platform that she's actually running on is crazy. And so, which is why I'm excited to go and help her out this evening and going forward until Election Day. So here, the same judge that issues you your traffic tickets is also the same judge that divorces you and decides custody. So how do you, both are so speedy, like traffic tickets and those kind of violations they're speedy, right?
Right.
How do you do the exact same thing with a custody?
Right. Something that is nuance, has nuance.
It has nuance. You can literally change the trajectory of a child's life. With a speedy custody decision. And so I really love what she's running on and what she's wanting to do. So I'm just really thankful that, in the midst of all the things, there's to be able to have found like a somewhere to kind of hang on to. So and serve in that way. But anywho, that's it.
Well, okay. Thanks for joining us for a quick one. Yes. All the things will be in the description box as always. And I think, just until next time. Until we see you next time.
Yes. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.